And now I'll rise above you.
Swazdula, ya protein shakes, how the hell are ya? Deadlock Protocol just hit us very recently, and here are my honest opinions on the damn thing. I'm not going to spoil anything, so you guys don't have to worry about that. Let's just go right into it. Deadlock Protocol came with quite a decent little bundle of things. We got a bunch of reinforcements and stuff, including weapons and warframes, or well, warframe as in singular warframe, not plural, but that's a-okay. We got a new quest along with it, we got some new tile set, we got some new Captura scenes along with that, and some other little tidbits, including also a new, I guess we can call it a new game mode, as well as they usually do come along with updates like this that have some sort of a warframe attached to them, and yeah, we'll get to all of that. So first off, let's just start with the most obvious change aside from the damn quest, and that would be the Corpus ship tile set remaster. Man, goddamn. I was on stream, I was streaming the whole thing and trying to show off as much of the damn ships as I could. Holy shit, do they look pretty. They look so nice. Like, seriously, like they have, in my opinion, they have that kind of cyberpunk, industrial kind of look like Fortuna, which fits into the lore quite well, but more corpusy. So it's not as Fortuna. Let's put it this way, imagine Fortuna, but a little bit less cyberpunk and a little bit more industrial, if that makes any kind of sense. So that's kind of the overall style of it. It looks absolutely gorgeous. You can tell that they worship this new weirdo freakazoid Corpus overlord dude and whatnot, the Corpus Thanos, right? And it's just really cool. The lighting and the fog that's in there, it feels really nice. A little thing that I noticed while jumping around in these new tile sets and stuff and just kind of looking around, poking around, looking at all the gizmos and gadgets that they got in there, was that there are actually some environmental hazards in there too. Like, you'll know when you see it. There's like this tilted reactor thing in one of the rules. Jump into it, I dare you. I double dare you. It's funny as shit. You'll be... Anyway, that was kind of nice. So there's not much more to say to that, really. It's really good looking. Like, goddamn, I'm surprised. I was expecting the tile sets to obviously look different and have a different layout and just be new rooms. What I wasn't expecting is that the ambience to go along with it would also be as updated as it turned out to be. So super gorgeous. I really like that. Since we're on the topic of new, let's go right into the damn quest. Again, no spoilers, so don't worry. The quest is very contained. It's small and short and tidy in that sense, so can't even be mad at it being short. If you're a Speedy Gonzalez and you rush through everything very quickly, you can probably play through it in under an hour. But if you take your time and you also just kind of let the whole thing soothe your brain and your eyeballs and stuff, then it can take you upward of 3 hours to play it if you really take your time, which was the case for me. I think I beat it in like about 2.5 hours or so, and that was just because I'm a sucker for details. I was looking at every goddamn light, I was looking under stairs and stuff like that, looking at the textures and things, just really taking it in. So yeah. In terms of lore and content in the lore, it's pretty interesting. I really like the vibe of the new Corpus Thanos Overlord dude. Man. And that quest had me laughing my ass off a couple times on stream too. Some of the shit that they be saying in there, oh man, it's a trip. It's a really cool quest. Short, but very cool. I like it. I don't know about you, but I for sure definitely did like it quite a bit. When you play through the quest, you receive a couple of things. Among those things are Protea. Now, Protea was kind of advertised, well, that's not fair. She wasn't advertised to be the female version of Vauban, but now that she's out and you can actually play her, what's the verdict on that? Does she actually feel like a female Vauban? Well, no. The only thing that the two have in common, in my opinion, really, is that they both love to fumble balls. Protea probably taking the cake on that one, to be quite honest. Anyways, Protea's abilities are pretty interesting. Like I said, you gain her from playing the Deadlock Protocol, or at least her blueprint, and then you get her components from elsewhere, which I'll get to in a moment. But her abilities are fairly straightforward. I don't think that she's a very difficult frame to understand. The first one, you can either tap or hold to deploy two different sets of 3 balls that will do different things for you. Tapping is a little crowd control, I'd say, and holding is going to give you a overshields boost, a very strong overshield boost, by the way. Then her second ability is going to deploy her not turret. That will basically just go AWOL and shoot at everything within your vicinity and set them on fire, which is just a really cool effect. Her third ability will drop a alien cabbage, just like a wisp does. The alien cabbage will dispense in certain intervals that you cannot manipulate ammo, upgraded health orb, and some energy. Once you pick those up, it'll generate new ones. If you don't pick them up and just ignore them, it won't pulse again and it won't generate anything new. So you have to keep on picking those things up, and it'll keep on dispensing them with a couple seconds of delay. It seems like it's a little bit too slow to actually match your in-game energy demands and whatnot, but it's actually fine. It's quite okay. Her fourth ability is essentially taking a snapshot of that moment in time, and as you proceed through the game, you record all of your steps and all of the damage that you do and all of that stuff, and if you happen to die or activate the ability again, or the ability timer runs out, then you will reverse in time and go back to that original state when you first activated it, which means that you should be getting back your health and everything too if you lost any in the meantime, ammo included and all of that stuff as well. Now, in terms of gameplay, when it comes to Protea, I am not sure what to do with her. I guess the general verdict on Protea is she's definitely not bad. She is very much a support frame, so as advertised, she was advertised to be a support frame, if nothing else, and that really seems to hold. I feel like Protea is going to have her best, highest potential in a squad, because she will help the squad and benefit the squad and herself too, but more so the squad, I'd say. And I can very much see that she's versatile. She can go in different directions. You can focus her around crowd control, which is a completely different build. You can focus her around damage, exploit, even if you want to go into insane levels of damage, exploit a couple of synergies that she has with other weapons and other frames and things like that, which is kind of cool, but you have to set it up. Even without that though, she can deal fair amounts of damage. She can be a debuffer. She can kind of tank, I'd say, but all of these things are very, very different builds. And y'all know me, I don't like to specialize warframes to be good at doing one single thing. I want my warframes to have some kind of a balance. Well, Protea seems to be able to be balanced into different directions, and I haven't figured out which of those directions I want to play just yet. Beside that, though, she seems to be decent. Her weakest point, in my opinion, okay, her weakest point is maybe her fourth ability. Now, it's not a bad ability or anything like that, it's just I fail to see the point. I don't understand why would I ever tactically want to reverse in time with her. Yes, it does have its perks, and yes, it does kind of do this blast explosion thing. Again, you can do it, build it for crowd control and whatnot, and yes, it will also save you from death, because if you take a lethal shot after recording your time after activating that ability and you die, then you'll also just automatically rewind. and, well, not be dead. So it's a safety mechanism, if anything. Beside that, though, just tactically, I'm not sure what to do. What I would have loved to have seen is if the trail that you leave behind, right? So you take a snapshot of the moment in time for Protea, and then you move along, and as you move along, you leave behind these silhouettes in a certain interval behind you that kind of record your movements, right? So imagine it kind of like Neja's fire trail. As you move, you leave behind a trail, and then just imagine Neja would also rewind back along that trail, right? With Protea, I would have loved to have seen some sort of crowd control added into that any enemy that happens to be in your trail will be knocked down as you rewind, for example, or maybe somehow stunned, or some other way affected. That doesn't seem to be the case. That would have been really cool, honestly, but it isn't. So the ability isn't bad, aside from if you ignore staying alive with that ability, then I just don't know really what to do with it, right? So, but that's just me, maybe you'll feel differently. The effects of it are definitely super cool. Now let's talk about acquisition, since we're on the topic of Protea. Protea, along with the two new weapons that you can farm in the same location, which is the Granum Void in the new Corpus ships. So the way that works is after you beat the quest, the quest will teach you basically how to do this. And when you when you have your blueprints and you want to go and farm all of these things, all you got to do is go into a certain level, because they have different levels of Granum Void. Each level will guarantee dropping a so-called treasurer, I think is what they're actually named in the game. A Corpus unit that is very tanky, very difficult to kill compared to the rest. They're not hard to kill, you'll all murder them easily. But compared to the rest of the minions running around, they're very tanky. You take them down and they'll drop a coin for you. That coin will directly be related to what enemy level you're on right now. So if you go to low level enemies, you'll get the regular coin. The regular coin will then take you to the regular Granum Void mission, which will have a certain drop table at rotation C. It's essentially, in short, kind of like a Corpus version of Sanctuary Onslaught. You go in there and you kill as much as you can. Again, don't worry, these aren't really spoilers. You go in there and kill as much as you can. If you kill a certain amount of enemies, which I think is capped at 75, then you're in rank 3, which is the C rotation essentially, and that will drop all of your blueprints as a reward. Not all of them at once, mind you, but a chance at, different ones, including Protea and some of the weapons. You go into a slightly higher enemy level, it'll drop the second level coin essentially, and so on and so forth with the third. Each of those will take you to their respective level Granum Void missions. In each of those will have different drop tables for the parts that you're looking for in rotation C. So very straightforward of a grind. I think it's alright. I haven't ground out anything there myself yet, but reports are saying some people are like, oh my god, it's so bad, I hate it, and other people are like, no, it's okay, I did it a couple times and I got everything I needed. So it can go either way, guys. At the very least, one can say it's very straightforward and not very difficult, and that's kind of cool. So that brings me to the weapons. The weapons in this update really surprised me. Now, I'm not going to go on a long-ass rant about are they good or are they great. We all know that every gun in the goddamn game will kill everything anyway, right? As long as you build it properly. Okay, so the question, are these weapons good, is a silly question, because of course they are. Everything is good. The question is, are they fun and worth it to play? In my opinion, yes. Now here's the thing. I hate glaives. I do not enjoy playing glaives in the game, but I do love one in particular, and that happens to be the Falcor. The Falcor was my favorite glaive, if I'd have to choose, for two reasons. Number one, the visual effects that it gives me, and number two, the audio effects. The only glaive that has actually trumped that one is the new glaive that I, for the life of me, am not even going to try to pronounce properly. On stream, I've been calling it Shesha, and if not Shesha, I'll call it frickin' Boris. Anyways, that glaive is awarded to you if you play the Deadlock Protocol, so no grind needed. It's a very decent glaive. It's powerful. It has infinite combo duration. Yes, you heard correctly, infinite combo duration. So once your combo multiplier is up there, it's gonna stay up there unless you throw it and blow it up, kind of like the Orvius does. That's the only thing that'll deplete it, but I mean, it's no problem to build that back up. But the main thing is the visual effects and the audio effects of the damn thing. Oh boy! Oh boy, get your headphones, put on your Dolby surround sound or whatever the hell it is, and play these damn weapons, because not only does this glaive sound and look gorgeous, but the other weapons do as well. The Catastrofa, what I've been calling it, I don't even remember if that's actually the secondary or the primary, and the other strata, whatever they're called. I haven't memorized the damn names, okay? Listen, I'm not going to break my brain over DE's crazy ass name giving, okay? But anyways, the radiation bubblegum stick dispenser, the primary Corpus weapon, that does drop actually from the Granum Void as well, has probably, when you use a charged shot, probably one of the most awesome sounding shots in the game. That shit had me rolling. I was so fascinated by the sounds. If you like those like Star Trek lightsaber kind of lasery sounding things and whatnot, oh boy, you will love these guns. They all sound amazing. The same thing with the Velox. The Velox is the secondary. Imagine a stubba, but faster, with more ammo and way more precise. Kind of like that. It shreds, it's very decent, it's tiny actually, which I kind of like visually. It works really well in conjunction with the new glaive. Hell, even the damn gun blade. Now if there's anything melee related in the game that I dislike more than glaives, then it's gotta be gun blades. I don't like gun blades because I don't like any of the stances, I don't like the gimmick behind them, I just do not enjoy any of them. Be it the Sarpa or the Redeemer or whatever, I don't enjoy them. The new one, however, is kinda cool. It looks really awesome for some reason, but also, again, the damn sounds, they really get to me. I don't know if you are going to be a sucker for that, but for me, when you have a game where every weapon can be brought up to potential and just kill everything in the game, then it stops being about damage. It starts to become what feels right, what is more custom to me as a player, what do I enjoy the most, and goddamn, these weapons are really fun to play. Because for one, they sound good, two, they look absolutely gorgeous, and three, well, they are powerful too, so definitely look into that. I can only recommend going into that for sure. Speaking of guns, I suppose we're probably going to have to talk about the primary kit guns. Again, are they good? My answer is going to have to be stop asking stupid fucking questions. Because the questions whether or not they're good is, well, out of question. It doesn't matter. Of course they're good. They're not going to be bad. Kit guns used to be kind of like regular guns, just a tad better on average, right? Until Kuva weapons came around. They're all good, okay, guys? Don't even worry about it. You get them from Fortuna just like any other kit gun. Basically, the Fortuna kit gun trader person, Zoot, I think is their name. You just go there, they'll just have an added primary kit gun grip in there. There are 4, I believe. You got the mushroom tip, and you've got the laser thing, and whatever. I don't want to get into it, y'all know how that works. So you just go there, get your grips and some other parts to assemble a kit gun as usual, and boom, you got it. Easy peasy. Now, what I noticed about these primary kit guns is they happen to have a super gorgeous looking, and I mean gorgeous looking fire effect. I built on stream, I asked stream what they want me to assemble, and they had me grab the mushroom tip, the catch moon, right? And we were popping it off. It feels a little bit like the Fullman, if you care about those sort of things, but the way the damn thing fires is really cool. It doesn't just shoot a disc-shaped projectile kind of like the Fullman does or the Arcoplasmor does. No, not just that, but the effect of it has like this little twirly thing to it and has 2 different colors and stuff. It's really pretty. I don't know, maybe you don't give a shit about such things, but I do pick up on them, and I really enjoy that when it's just pretty to look at and feels right. Sounds, again, really cool. Same thing goes for the, I think it's Rattle Guts. It's called Rattle Guts, which gives you an assault rifle primary, high fire rate. Same thing, really gorgeous looking, super precise, feels very powerful, so I think you guys will probably have a lot of fun. Another thing that I noticed about the kit guns is that they look like makeshift weapons that I mentioned, I don't know, 2.5 years ago maybe, in a video that I called, I think 8 things that could make Warframe 10 times better. So it's finally here, and it's cool. I like them. I actually do enjoy them. They have a different vibe, and that's coming from someone who doesn't give a shit about kit guns. I really don't. So now that you guys have heard my opinions on all the power and all of that stuff, what about the Jackal? Well, the Jackal rework is most definitely not bad. I cannot imagine anybody saying that it's horrible, because it straight up isn't. He has that proper kind of boss-like introduction like many other games have pioneered. I'll name one that I happen to be playing recently quite a bit. It's just Resident Evil. And other things in game like liches and stuff like that, or you know, some other bosses. So the introduction is really cool, and it feels like an actual boss. He will knock you back. He will have super awesome visuals and whatnot. The Parazon is involved, so you have those little kill cutscenes and shit. It's just overall a much better, way more Warframe-esque, I'd say, kind of fight. Is he more difficult to defeat? No, but that's just how it is, and that doesn't mean that it's not a cool battle. It doesn't have to be super difficult or anything. Plus, I mean, come on now, Venus, it's low level. There's no need for this boss to be insane, right? So overall, I'm really happy about that rework. I cannot stress enough that I would love for DE to add more cutscenes. Give us more awesome cutscenes, goddammit, it's so cool. I don't know if you guys agree with this, maybe you guys have a completely different opinion, maybe you don't even care about cutscenes, but for me, those cutscenes are just really good, okay? I just enjoy them a lot. It just gives me so much more immersion, and it feels a little bit more personal, because us Tenno, I mean, look at what we're doing with the Corpus and the Grenier. We're assholes if you think about it, right? And it gets pretty personal between us and them, and I just really enjoy those kind of like those finishers and stuff like that, being able to interact with your liches or just generally bosses with the Parazon and just getting up close and personal. I would love to see way more and more options to prompt those things aside from impact damage and HP thresholds and whatnot. That's just, I mean, you can't go wrong. That is really awesome. So I even think that with the Jackal being as easy as it is, it's still fine for those who want to spam the boss, because you can still do it very quickly, and it doesn't feel as much as a pain due to invulnerabilities and this and that. Sure, there are moments where you cannot damage it, but they're very brief, and overall it does flow very quickly. So I think all in all it's pretty balanced and a-okay the way it is. Alright, so I think that's pretty much it. The dojo got some new Fortuna style decorations that can give you the option to build a gym. Apparently it would seem. Thank you very much for the tip, by the way, Adi Owl, shout out to you. And so y'all know what I'm going to be doing in the dojo. I'm going to be building that goddamn thing. I'm going to be building a freaking gym at the dojo. Damn right. If you guys happen to have a little gym, or you decide to build it, or you feel inspired, please, by all means, DM me on Discord and show me that shit. I wanna see them gyms, boy. But no, seriously, we did get those new decorations and stuff, which is you know, cool. We got some other stuff that isn't all that relevant in my opinion, like skins and all that. I mean, that's all just subjective. I think the only skin that's mention worthy is maybe Garuda. Garuda's deluxe skin looks like an anorexic Jar Jar Binks. It's It's a thing. It's something. Surprisingly though, if you mess with the colors a little bit, you can make that skin not look horrible. I don't think that the skin does Garuda any justice, because Garuda to me feels like a very savage, very confident, very strong warrior, brutal kind of whammon, and that stick that just does not do it justice. But still, you can make it decently colored and look fine. So that's kind of cool. So all in all, my verdict on the Deadlock Protocol update is decent. It's good. I can't be mad at it. There's really nothing in there that I find despicable or super bad or something where I feel like the community should be super pissed about. And yes, that includes the fucking Brahma nerf. And for everybody out there crying about it, listen, I don't know what your problem is. The Brahma had it coming to it, okay? The Brahma was stupid broken. And surprise, even after this so-called nerf, I mean, it straight up was a nerf, but even after the nerf, the Brahma still isn't running out of ammo. I tried. And the Brahma still is killing everything. So you've lost almost nothing, okay? The only thing that you have maybe gained is that you actually have to aim a little bit now. That's it. So, like, I don't know. I don't think that it's a bad thing. So overall, the Deadlock Protocol update is a good one. It was really decent, really felt like a Warframe update like we usually used to have, you know, not super over ambitious, just a very nice contained thing with a very decent amount of new things to toy around with and stuff to explore and whatnot. And yeah, I'm quite happy with it. Feel free to let me know how you guys feel. Let me know how your grind is going. Is it all right for you? Is it super bad for you? Tell me what you think about Protea. Do you think that she needs some sort of, I don't know, change or anything? Just share your thoughts with me, because I'm really curious about it as well. So far, I think the overall consensus of the community is it's a decent update. I haven't heard very many complaints. The only complaints that I've heard is wham wham, my Brahma is broken now, or wham wham, I can't drop the parts, which, well, okay. You know? So yeah, there you have it. My honest opinion on the Deadlock Protocol update. I suppose I'll see you guys in the next video. Stay safe and healthy and all that other good shit. And until next time, peace the fuck out.